Hello and welcome to the PIF News Network. I'm Kimberly Leonard and we're in the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro for the first ever FII Priority Summit in Latin America. Each FII summit has a theme, and that theme for Rio is Invest in Dignity. Now, we've seen delegates and speakers from around the world here at the Copacabana Palace, where the summit is being held.
Bem-vindo ao Brasil. Seja bem-vindo ao Rio de Janeiro.
And of course, there are a number of PIF executives taking part in the discussions here. Day one included a conversation with His Excellency Yasser Aramayan, the governor of PIF and the chairman of the FII Institute.
So this year we started in Miami, and it was a great event, and I think the event in here in Rio de Janeiro will be as good. Saudi Arabia is one of the most advanced nations when it comes to sustainability and renewable energy. The strategy of Saudi Arabia is to have 50% of our energy to be produced by renewable by the year 2030. So PIF is one of the largest capital deployers in renewable energy. We started investing in Brazil back in 2016 through one of our subsidiaries, SALIC, in the food security, but we continued on the investments from PIF and the other PIF portfolio companies. We're interested in investing, of course, in technology, in renewable energy and mining.
One of the most high-profile panels at each FII summit is the Board of Changemakers. Here in Rio, that board included the Saudi ambassador to the United States, Her Royal Highness Ambassador Rima bint Bandar Al Saud. The panels taking place here are all looking in various ways at how to ensure that protecting and nurturing the dignity of people is a pivotal global objective, and that it's deeply connected to sustainable development and economic prosperity. And that was very much the sentiment echoed by the CEO of the FII Institute, Richard Atias.
We believe that investing in dignity means creating systems that empower people, foster equality, and promote sustainable development. It means ensuring access to quality education, healthcare, and decent work for all.
Now, Jerry Todd, head of PIF's National Development Division, was also on the plenary stage. He was on a panel looking at how investors can navigate dynamic markets. Jerry and the rest of the guests were discussing that while market volatility and disruptions do present challenges for investors, they also create opportunities for those who can adapt strategically.
Nation states are trying to hedge themselves against an uncertain world. So businesses and business models that lower price and supply volatility of things like energy, industrial inputs, agriculture, and also business models that help protect the integrity of infrastructure are all very important. We're looking to leverage the kingdom's green energy ambition. So we're targeting 50% renewables by 2030, and also there's a commitment to become a major player, if not a global leader in green hydrogen. And so that has important implications on the global manufacturing footprint.
PIF executives are always a key part of the lineup here, and along with Jerry Todd, our Senior Director of Economic Strategy and Insights was also part of the discussion. Ismail Radwan was part of a panel looking at whether regional trade networks are emerging as potentially more resilient alternatives to your traditional trade routes.
PIF, we are a long-term impactful investor. We try and start with what are the global challenges that the world is facing, and very clearly one of the biggest challenges is climate change, and that's a super important issue for a country like Saudi Arabia as well. So we're investing a lot of money in clean energy and renewables. We're investing billions of reals in clean hydrogen, in solar, in wind. We're also investing a lot in electric vehicles.
FII Institute's broader remit is to have an impact on humanity, and that is really something that's highlighted and reflected in the lineup of these summits. Of course, the energy transition is a subject that is key to that. We had Brazil's Minister of Mines and Energy and Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Supply taking part in a panel examining to what extent that global transition will require a significant reallocation of capital. Food security and Latin America's vast agricultural potential was also in focus. Minerva Foods is a Brazilian food company, and the PIF-owned Saudi Agricultural and Livestock Investment Company has a stake in it. Minerva's CEO was on stage discussing food security. And that is your PIF News Network wrap of FII Rio. It's been great having you with us and great meeting you here if you're at the summit in Brazil. We're off home to Riyadh now, but we'll be back with you soon with all the latest from PIF News Network. I'm Kimberly Leonard, and I'll see you then.